Hello everyone, welcome to Friday's edition of the Chris Pritchard Cycling News Show. 7 days. This time next week, I'll be heading down to France. So all I need you guys to do is make sure you subscribe, notification button, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy this video. Excuse my croakiness, yeah, I've got a bit of a cold. But I'm not going to let that stop me, and I'm not going to mention it again. Let's get into the show and find out what happened on the longest stage, stage 7 of the Tour de France. Alright, I'm not going to even try and stretch this out longer than it needs to be. The riders did a good enough job of that today. Oh my god, that was painful. It was I sat and watched every single moment of that, well, in the background while I was busy working, but from the moment it started, which was about 10:30, till the finish just then, at 20 to 5, even compared to their slowest schedule that they were expected to hit, which was 40 kilometers an hour, they should have finished at 20 past 5 French time, but they didn't finish until 20 to 6. That's how slow the day was. So let's get this out of the way. Dylan Groenewegen took the win. It was, to be fair, it was a good sprint, and I think at one point, the most exciting part of the race was when they went to a break, they came back, and all of a sudden Movistar were off the back of the peloton. Nobody knows what happened, but they were off the back of the peloton, and it looked like it could get exciting for about, 10 seconds? And then all the Movistar team just congregated around Quintana, pulled it all back. That was exciting as it got. And then coming into the sprint, it was a really, really good sprint, especially when you watch it again. Obviously, I can't, for legal reasons, I can't show you the sprint, but a lot of the riders left it too late. And Dylan Groenewegen just got the jump on them. Him and Caleb Ewan got the jump on everybody. And normally, it doesn't work like that. It's normally lead out train, lead out train, lead out train. And by the time the last person pulls off, then everybody's sprinting. But Groenewegen just decided, he was like, I've had enough of this, I'm going. And he just went. And then Ewan went one way, he went the other. And then Sagan, yeah, no one really had the firepower to catch them because they went a little bit earlier than everyone else, got the jump on them, and it was enough. And had Caleb Ewan, everybody raves about his aero position, getting over bars. But had he been able to just sit back just a tiny bit, like literally this much, put a little more traction on that bike wheel, he would have won. As he comes up to the line, it just crested a little bit, bike wheels like this, not even touching the ground. He ain't going forward when that's happening. And that's all it took. It was just enough for Groenewegen to take the win. Stage 7, done and dusted. Let's not talk about it anymore. GC hasn't changed. Polka dot jersey hasn't changed. Green jersey hasn't changed. Dylan Groenewegen gets his first win of the Tour de France. Move on. Alright, so that's the stage wrapped up. Let's take a look at some of the other stories making the headlines on the interwebs. First up, and I think I found the reason why Michael Landa decided to attack yesterday on stage 6. And at the end of stage 6, I don't know if it was the height of the mountains or the day that he spent in the break, but instead of unleashing his sprint towards the line, Andre Greipel decided to channel inner inner cyclocross rider. And we spoke about this at the start of the tour, how Vincenzo Nibali was intentionally going to be losing time over the first week or so to allow him to be able to go for the polka dot jersey opposed to going for overall GC contention. He's one of the only top guys who's done the Giro this year, so the rest of them are coming into the Tour de France a lot fresher, so I think his decision was a smart one to go for the polka dot jersey, but the way everybody else is climbing, like Ciccone and Turns, it's not actually going to be that easy for him. And yesterday, he was, well, I guess you'd class it as no man's land. He lost 51 seconds to Geraint Thomas, a little less to the other GC contenders. But you wouldn't exactly call that a big loss. That's more like he was trying to get up the hill with these guys. But I do know one thing, if he is going for this polka dot jersey, he's going to have to lose more than just 51 seconds to these riders. He's going to have to lose minutes upon minutes so he gets the freedom that he needs to be able to go up the road and challenge for that polka dot jersey. So I guess we'll see in the coming weeks what his plan is. I don't even think he knows at the minute. So yesterday we mentioned that ITV4 presenter Ned Bolting had been challenged to a race to celebrate his 50th birthday up La Planche on foot against David Miller, ex-professional rider, and Pete Kennick, ex-professional rider. And the results are in. Check out Ned's video.
Well, it's the plank attack, as I think people know, and the plank attack is a race to the top of the plank, Gary Beckett.
The man with the watch.
He's the referee, the plank attack
And
referee.
if it's any foul play, you're off.
I'm going to be celebrating my 50th birthday by racing you and Pete. Yeah.
Happy birthday, mate.
Cheers, cheers. It's kind of a point of it, but anyway. So I go off first, you go off 5 minutes later.
5 minutes.
And he goes off 5 minutes after that.
Right, let me ask you a question. Who do you think had the most panache when it came to climbing that final climb yesterday? G? Yeah. Turns? Yeah. Ciccone? Yeah. Or Blythe?
Here we go. Ale! Come on! There we go.
What about Sagan's effort? It's good and all, but it's not Blythe on a Brompton, is it? And go make sure you show some love to this video over on the Eurosport Facebook page, as usual, link in the description. It's a power video that the boys in the office have put together, showing you Ciccone's effort up the final climb, and it was a brute. Check it out, go check it out now, do it. Now, I spoke a lot about the transfer rumours of riders going to various teams over the last few weeks, but Dave Brailsford might be set for a brand new job. According to the Telegraph, Sir Dave Brailsford is set for sporting director role across the expanding Ineos portfolio. However, according to The Guardian, Dave B said, "My responsibility is running the cycling team," before acknowledging that being part of an expanding sporting family is pretty exciting. So Team Ineos have a facility in Monaco, and their highest profile riders, Chris Froome and Geraint Thomas, are both based on the Côte d'Azur. And the co-owner of Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, has actually just purchased the French football club Nice. Couple of days old now, this story, but hey, it's a Chris Pritchard news show. We can do whatever we want. And Canyon have launched a brand new bike. Remember a couple of days ago we posted about Cannondale dropping their Super 6 Evo that was 6.6 kilos with brakes. Not any old brakes, disc brakes, right? Remember that? Yeah? Well, Canyon have just launched a brand new bike. Disc brakes under 6 kilos. What? Introducing the new Ultimate CF Evo disc. What? Under 6 kilos? That's a size medium frame without pedals. Canyon's latest lightweight engineering endeavour is one of the lightest disc brake road bikes ever created. The Ultimate Evo disc is built around a 641 gram frame. That's not including small parts. And a 285 gram fork. Parts that push the boundaries of modern engineering. The Ultimate CF Evo disc is available from Thursday the 11th, so yesterday it was available, for the small price of £9,099. How do people afford these bikes? Let me ask you this question for real, right? How do you afford these bikes? Who's got £9,999 to throw on a bike? You could buy a bloody car for that. And I know we should be getting away from driving cars, but I mean, how much would that bike cost? Build that bike up at cost. What's it going to cost? Right back at manufacturing point. Not when everybody else has put their prices on it. Come on, what is it really? And I know there's R&D gone into everything, so you've got to pay for that. But what is the price of that bike with all those components at a cost price? I mean, seriously, what is it? Somewhere along the line, someone is making bank with these people buying these bikes at 9 grand. It's crazy. There's obviously a market for it, because I could be wrong. Maybe it does cost 8 grand once you put on the amount they've had to spend on research and development. Because as well, don't forget, a lot of these massive brands, the majority of their profit, I guess, goes back into marketing. Is that what you're paying for? Are you just paying for them to be able to sponsor a cycling team? To me, it just seemed like a lot of money to spend on a bike for yeah. Yeah, it does. It's bloody, but it's a light bike, and they must have had to put a lot of effort into actually making it that light. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, I don't know. But anyway, one of the lightest bikes out on the market, Ultimate CF disc. Couple of recommendations for videos of the day. You've probably seen them already. Cameron Jeffers, I'm always going to shout the boy out. Another good vlog from him. and the Newcastle crit that he raced on Wednesday. Go and check it out in the link in the description. And the next one is CVRcade, and showing you what true teamwork and friendship is all about, as he and a couple of others assist one of their friends riding up the Stelvio on a hand bike. What a guy. If I even got on a hand bike and went on the flat, I'd last about a K, if that. Legendary. But go and check those videos out. Make sure you give them big thumbs up. Make sure you go and give them some love. And if you're not subscribing to their channels, feel free to do so. Some really great vlogs and lifestyle videos coming out of those boys. So go on, do it. Now to me, when I think of matches made in heaven, I think of fish and chips, sausage and mash, Tommy and Curtis, Macho Man Randy Savage and Elizabeth. And up until today, Strava and Relive. Relive announcing it on their website today. Well, clearly they have a lot of humour within their company. So this sucks. Strava decided to no longer work with us and shut down our access to your activities. This means you can no longer create Relive videos based on your Strava activities. We thought we had a thing until last week. After launching our first social features, we received a very unexpected message threatening to pull the plug. Given our long-term partnership, we immediately rolled back the changes like they requested. We then tried to call, email and talk this out with Strava. No response, except for new ultimatums and threats about our existing features they've applauded for years. It's sad to see them suddenly go, and we're bummed about this, just like you. We like Strava's product, and we've been working with them for more than 3 years. And this statement was emailed from Strava to its users. Many of us have enjoyed using Relive over the last few years, but because of Relive's recent updates, unfortunately, we have decided to end this integration. The current version of Relive violates several of the terms that we ask of our API partners. These terms are in place to safeguard your personal information, to ensure a level playing field for all our partners, and to protect what makes Strava unique. We've worked hard with Relive to try and fix this, but they have ultimately chosen not to make the changes needed to honour their agreement. So as of today, Strava will no longer send your activities to Relive for playback. Now, reading between the lines, there seems to be some sort of disconnect there between the two. I mean, it was a great feature that really brought the best out of Strava and made me, for one, use it a little more often than I normally would, and probably spend a little more time on it because of what I could do with Relive. So, yeah, reading between the lines, there's something probably going on, whether Strava have issued this new agreement that Relive can't adhere to because they've developed their own sort of software that allows them to render 3D images and 3D routes in Strava at some point that's going to be coming soon. I don't know. But again, as always, let me get your thoughts on it. What do you think? While I'm waiting for this paint to dry, while I'm waiting for stage 7 of the Tour de France to finish today, Jesper just phoned me up and he said, Chris, I'm sending you a link to this video, you've got to watch it and put it in the news show. So I was like, no worries, I will. But rather than just put it in the news show, because it's only short, I wanted to react to it because the title is Crashing at 30 miles an hour. Road rash on my nipple? It's from NorCal Cycling, link in the description if you want to go and check it out. But I thought I'd give it a reaction, you know, do those reaction videos. So without further ado, let us set this up. And we will watch NorCal cycling video. All right, guy crashed. I hate watching crashes.
All right, so how did this happen?
I don't know, mate. You tell me.
This is a practice race, and I'm in this group of 3 that is just now getting caught by the.
What's a practice race? Is that like a? Is it? What's a practice race? Is this these guys? Are these guys out on open roads just causing nuisance, or is this an actual race, or is it just like a training ride? I don't know. Let's
field, and
let's keep going.
There is a counterattack going up on the right here, so you're going to see my power spike right here, and I just want to match this attack, get up to speed, and I'm going to jump.
Right, before we carry on, also, I love the fact that over in America and various different countries, you can just strap a GoPro to the front of the back of your bike and there's no issue. You can just do it. It's cool.
On his wheel right here, I have one guy behind me. So we have a new group of 3 who are moving off the front, and this is looking pretty good. It was just really fast. It was strung out. It was single file, and
Yeah, car's on the
still
other side of the
a little
road,
bit tired
look.
from the previous effort, so I'm just going to sit in the wheel here for a second and wait for my turn to pull through. So I'm going to slow it down, and you can see there's no room to pass on the right. There's the
Flick
elbow,
the elbow.
flick.
Yep,
the
look to
check
the
over
left.
the left shoulder. So every sign points to the fact that he wants me to pass on the left, and as I
Whoa, what? I don't know what country is this. What? If you flick your elbow to the left and you look to the left, that means you're making a move to the left.
do, he inexplicably moves pretty hard.
There's no that's explainable. He flicked his elbow. I'm coming through here. Boom. Checks his left. Moves because there was no one there, and then all of a sudden there was someone there.
To the left,
Eesh.
and boom. I introduced myself to the
30
pavement
mile an
at
hour.
about 30 miles an hour. End up with tons of road rash all over my body. But better off than Dennis, who unfortunately came away with a broken collarbone. So get better soon, Dennis.
Oh, shit.
And just in case you needed to see it again, here is
don't
the
think I need
footage
to see it
from
again.
the third guy in this breakaway, the guy who was on my wheel. You can see me wind it up, follow
right.
this attack. And I don't know it at the time, but we're actually getting a little bit of separation here. So this is good. I'm sitting in, saving a little bit of energy. And you can see right here he starts to swing to the right, which is another indication that he wants me to pass on the left. Remember, there's no room on the right. There's only curb. So right about here, I make the fatal mistake. Can you guys spot it?
He did move across to his... he did look across
so
to
I'm
the
looking
right.
over my shoulder. And before the internet blows up with comments about how I shouldn't be looking over my shoulder, if you
If you want to look over your shoulder, that's fine. It's fine.
don't know what's going on behind you, you're not really racing your bike very well.
Yeah.
So, like, in this case, I had no idea that we had a gap. I was checking to see if it was worth it to pull through or not. And I'm the first to admit that I chose, like, the absolute worst time to...
Yeah, why? Oh, he looked down to the right to make sure they were coming past and through. Just take it back there, look. I was like... I mean, he did it, to be fair, he's not giving them that much space, has he, to get through there. And if you look up the road, the curb actually... The white line closes in on the curb, so he's not really giving them that much space to get through on the right-hand side. Can't really tell which way is the wind blowing. But I'm sure that this signal means when I'm on the track, I'll flick my elbow to say I'm moving. I'll look over the right shoulder and then I'll move up if it's clear. Like he did there. Flicked his elbow, looked to see if it was clear, and it was clear at the time.
It was worth it to pull through or not. And I'm the first to admit that I chose, like, the absolute worst time to look back. Look at me just go.
Oh, let's just go by
Was
there
worth
again.
it to pull through or not. And I'm the first to admit that I chose, like, the absolute worst time to look back.
Oh, I got caught right up in the back wheel as
Look at me
well. Oh, I took the guy down as well in front of him, big time.
Just go.
Boom.
Just
Yeah.
go full yard sale. Like, I had road...
The guy behind did well to not get involved
like
in
the
that.
absolute worst time to look back. Look at me just go full yard sale. Like, I had road rash on my nipple. That's a first for me, guys. But honestly, I think you have to look back to know what's going on to make good race decisions. And hey, look, it's inherently a dangerous sport. Every time we buckle our helmets, we're taking a risk. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I might be quiet in the coming weeks. I have a couple of really big races coming up. One is the Boise Twilight Criterium, which is a national level criterium.
Okay, no more self-promotion. See, the guy in the front, he's going to take a big whack because he's still got his hands on the handlebars. He's not expecting to go down, so he hasn't even got time to react. And his hands have gone from him under him this way, so he's only going to land on that shoulder. Random story, he came down to my house to play, 6, 7 years old. He went home, and on his way home, we walked him down the little path where he could get home, and we said, see you later. Set off on his bike. We walked down the path. And then about an hour later, his dad phoned and said he'd fallen off. And as he was going down past his house, a dog barked at him, eat his pants, lost control of his bike, straight down, and literally he'd lost his nipple. It wasn't even a bit of road rash on his nipple. He lost his nipple. And we had to have an assembly about it to say, let's hope it all grows back and don't touch his nipple because he ain't got a nipple anymore. So some of you might know, some of you might not know, but for the last 5 weeks, I've been racing on CVRcade, which is a brand new platform, still in beta. but it's taking esports to a brand new dimension, some might say a brand new level. We've not only been able to control your avatar via your turbo trainer, but you've also got to control him with your fingers, making sure you brake in time for corners, making sure you steer out of the way of fellow riders, and making sure your avatar is staying out the wind as much as possible, saving you as much energy as you can. And over the past 5 weeks, it has been, and I'm not just saying this, no one's paying me to say this, but it's some of the most fun racing I have had, like period. Not only, you know, on the trike, out on the road, but also indoor racing. It's been by far the most fun indoor racing I have actually had ever. It was such good fun. And because I guess we're racing for money, you know, emotions start to run a little bit high. So the format was 7 teams of 3 riders, each with a ride captain. I was the ride captain for my team, which got nicknamed the Pink Panthers because, well, we love the colour pink, right? So I was a team captain and I was the only one able to score. So it was up to my teammates to ensure that I was put in the best position, that they, let's not say blocked, but at least potentially hindered other riders, you know, gaining an advantage on me. So last night was the last round. Let me paint this picture for you. Cameron Jeffers in the lead, way out in the lead. No one was going to catch him. It looked like he was the champion overall. Second position was me. Third position was Peter. He was a point behind me, or 2 points. A point or 2, I can't remember. But it was bloody close, I tell you that. It was bloody close. All I really had to do was finish in front of Peter. Second race started. Peter got a massive gap. Now, the power-ups on this thing as well, I should say, are just insane. Real bonus power-ups that make you actually want to use them, all right? So one of the power-ups is a power-up called Tractor Beam, where a rider presses the Tractor Beam button and they will tow whoever's behind them. So if you decide to go 0 mile an hour, the person behind you is now stuck behind you at 0 mile an hour. But if your intention is to try and get that person up the road, you can smash it and that person is just sat on your wheel. They don't even have to pedal. Imagine that. You don't even have to pedal and you can get 10 seconds up the road. So Peter tractor beams with one of his teammates on the road, phew, gone. Gets a good 5 or 6 seconds. So then my teammate says, let's initiate our tractor beam. Tractor beams a go, boom, gone, right? We're catching them, we're smashing it, and I'm not doing anything. I'm sat there like... We play a little bit of cat and mouse, so I've got one of my teammates there protecting me from the wind because the course was really windy. And then we've got another rider who's not riding for any team. He's just there, just kind of mingling. He's not really going to get in the way. He might help Peter, probably won't help me, but he might help Peter, so we'll just keep an eye on him. So then we're racing along, coming down to... the last lap, 500 metres to go. Now, with all due respect, I like to think my sprint is pretty strong. I don't have any power-ups. Peter has a power-up. Peter uses his power-up. He starts to accelerate away from me. I sit down in the saddle. I say, boys, I've got no energy. I can't chase him. And then all of a sudden he starts coming back to me as I get another power-up. I hit razor's edge. It makes me as thin as a razor, which means I can cut through the air so much quicker. Right? And I catch him, and I catch him, and it looks like I'm going to beat him. And then this happens.
But Chris, oh, he gets blocked by Christian Weidman. You can see the face and over the but can Chris Pritchard catch Peter on the line? He's got one last ditch effort. This is going to be neck and neck. And on the line, it's going to be Peter Castro. You can see.
And you know what? Racing for money, especially when your teammates are involved, gives you a little more incentive to chase a break, gives you a little more incentive to try and smash the sprint. But unfortunately, we finished 3rd overall. That means we take home just shy of £1,200 for, what, 8 hours of cycling that we would have done anyway. Ah, it's so good. So good. I don't know what's going to happen in the next league. Potentially, I could be another race captain, and I might have a position on the team. We don't know yet. But if there is a position available on the team, then why don't you get involved?